Hey guys, welcome to Warp TV, where we help you get good and maybe take some scalps. Today's scalp of the day goes to Antichrist Magnus with SP Elites against Troubling Coon. Good job. I've also got a question of the day for you guys today. Is using Dougies a legitimate strategy? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, and on to challenge breakdown. First up, we have Giblets 804 with free-to-play whales. We're sitting at 83, 88 elo, and he's got 9100. Okay, so we are going to start off with a Space Warrior in the corner. And we're going to continue our bide our time, build our energy strat. Doc Timmy is really good for that, especially in these challenges. Gonna warn you to watch out for stuff like Super Craig and Warboy combos. Those are pretty killer this time around. Of course, we've got this tornado challenge, and that gives 20% stat increases to roughly 5 or 6 cards, and we'll put it up on the screen for you here for your convenience. So the challenge is just cards that have an area of effect damage. So we're talking about Mephisto, we're talking about Super Craig, we're talking about Wonder Tweak, and he's actually going to be at a level 3 for the event, so keep an eye out for those cards. So if you're new to the channel, just notice that we like to kind of take our time and do a slow push at these challenges. They are not easy, so you don't want to make too many mistakes here. Limit yourself to using cards that answer for a specific situation. Don't overcommit. That's killer in these events, I promise. And remember to have value when you use poison. So we mopped up that attack with poison, and we had good value to defend ourselves. Unfortunately, our Super Craig didn't end up with very much health, but that's okay. Let's just bide our time. Let's slow roll it and see what he does. The ideal situation now when you see a TNP is put out a Super Craig, but unfortunately he was just killed. So we're gonna have to just wing it here. Look at that 2-cost Captain Diabetes putting in work. You know, I used to really underestimate him just because I didn't know how to use his charge. And of course, most of everyone knows now is just kind of make sure that you have enemies almost up on him before you activate that charge. So now you can see that our cards are in a situation where we can actually just go back to our first tactic here. Let's just keep up with that slow roll. It works. Also be careful with that last minute of any match. As we all know, we get extra energy production. So here you see that unit build up coming from him. And that is going to be an end to a very good game. Well done, Giblets. Next up, we have Malditos Sadula with Mexico Carajo. One thing I like to do when I start these challenge deck videos is I try to go up against the meta just because it gets really boring, and if somebody gets too good at the meta, then people don't really have a chance. So what I want to do is just offer an anti-meta deck, at least one every week, just to kind of help. So for that, we have something like Priest Maxi and something like Regen. So President Garrison is on that list of AoE stat boosted cards. I'm not really digging him for the event. He's just not a good card in general, even with the boosted stats. So I would caution you guys to actually use him. Now that drone strike is really good when it works, or when it actually hits a unit. So just a word of caution, my fellow scalpers. So here we're seeing a good advantage to using Cupid. Of course, anti-air. With Terrence being on that list, we want something to take down that Terrence pretty quickly. And real quick, guys, I want to thank everybody that's been subscribing. We broke 50 subscribers here recently. Very, very cool of you guys to do that for me. And I had somebody ask if I stream, and unfortunately I had to tell them no. What I want to do is kind of generate more interest in the channel and maybe get more interest for the streaming. So actually, let me know in the comments, do you want to see streams by WDWaRpTV? And here we go, guys. When you get that Priest Maxi going, he's hard to stop, especially when coupled with Pope Timmy. I did kind of put that Hermes Kenny out a little too late, but I really wanted that energy boost, so I went ahead and did it, and look, we are already back to 9 energy. So we need to keep going here. Keep an eye out for those sneak standing mini moons. And we're still in good shape with 9-10 energy here. We're going to split off TNP real quick, and it worked. At this point, let's just outplay. We're in very good shape here. Let's bring out that Maxi. We have Pope Timmy in the hand, so we're looking really, really good here. And that's going to be a good game. Well done, maldito. Next up, we have Wonderkind Lock with Kun Death Squad. Sitting at 8772 elo. Let's see what's going on. So again, wanted to give you guys another good example of that anti-meta deck with Pope Timmy. I thought it did really well across a multitude of matches, and this guy offered another effective deck to showcase, so thought it was pretty good. We're going to try and get rid of that Witch Garrison as quickly as possible. We don't like to be slowed down. Make sure you support Maxi. He is the key to this deck. Yeah, I shouldn't have put that TMP out. I should have just let my units die and waited for them to come over to my side of the field. So now I'm pretty overcommitted to this attack, and we even put out a Shelly, which is definitely going to die. Put us in a bad position. And there's that Super Craig. This is definitely not what you want to happen, for you to end up being super defensive and just struggling to kill, you know, even ranged units at mid. We're definitely going to lose that bar. And just be reminded, Nathan is one of those cards that gets that 20% stat boost, so not surprising there. We're going to go for Terrence Mephisto with that Cupid. And we look like we're going to be in good shape for another run. And unfortunately I couldn't bring Maxi back. I think I ran out of time. you know, that safety window for Maxi being the card to be brought back. So we're just going to try and outplay now with as little mistakes as possible. And Mephisto with that AoE damage, stat boosted and all, for the win. Good game, Wonderkind, Lock, and great job. Next up, we have Lex Spirit with French Family. Here I am, I'm using the meta deck that everyone else seems to have been using. I do want to tell you here, this match ends up in a draw, but it has a lot of situations that are teaching moments. Lex Spirit sitting at 85, 55 elo, did a really good job holding me off. And he had a deck that kind of exemplified what I was talking about earlier with that Maxi. Great card in this challenge, for sure. So I kind of got caught in this trap of trying to take down Maxi pretty quickly, and I think that was just me the whole match. That's why I couldn't really break through what he was doing. For you trolls out there, it's pretty easy to just sit back and kind of armchair a match, but when you're actually in these super high elo battles, it's just how it goes. You got to match experience with experience, and sometimes you make a few mistakes, and sometimes you can't win at all. It's just you're just evenly matched, and that makes, you know, for great games. And that's what I'm about, you know, win or lose. So again, this is kind of why I included this draw. There's just a lot of good moments for you to look at and, you know, rewind and reflect on and just learn from it. It's a good game. I think it just kind of exemplifies two players perfectly countering each other, which makes for a good match, a great video, and an even better teaching moment. So we're rolling up on that last minute of the match. So you just know that the enemy is going to be able to have way more units up. So let's see what we can get done. Alright, let's split off that TMP and hold off Maxi. Maxi doesn't hit too hard, so a Space Warrior will do just fine to hold our spot here. Doc Timmy behind the new kid. And with that enemy Zen, you just know he's going to try and do a slow roll on us. Yep, Pope with a Maxi, that's pretty bad. So we've got to really hang on to our tactic and don't get too freaked out. We're going to try and get rid of the main problem here, which is Maxi for sure. Here's a pretty decent value for our poison, even though Maxi is out. And with that, we roll into sudden death, so more energy production. If I had to pick a star of the show for this challenge, I would say it would be either Terrence Mephisto or that Super Craig. Because if you give either card any kind of anything, you're gonna get slaughtered. So it can be pretty important to take those cards out relatively quickly, but don't freak out and don't overcommit into something that's gonna get you killed. And with him putting down a Maxi, you know he's gonna try and put out a good push. And as you can see, his units are starting to pile up here. Again, more good value for that poison, even though Maxi is out. We got a TMP coming at us, so with that, let's get that Super Craig out. At this point, it was pretty important for me to destroy that Terrence, like I was talking about before. We really need him gone quickly because he was giving us a lot of trouble with those two units. So I did kind of put those visitors in an awkward spot, but then again they were also safe from his AoE damage. Good value in the poison. Got Super Craig at 3 energy and Professor Chaos at 3 energy. So you come out with a 3 energy advantage. I think if TNP hadn't have split off like that, we would have got more bar than we did. Yeah, overtime's pretty killer with that extra energy production. You can't sit back, you can't save your energy, you can't prepare for what's coming. So if your opponent wants to go, we gotta go. You just gotta keep at it with your best game, outplay as best as possible. Decent value for this poison. We got Nathan at 4 and some chip damage on Maxi. That AoE we really needed to be gone, so perfect. And our opponent here knows that a Super Craig will destroy TMP, so we have got to stop that Super Craig as best as possible. To no avail in the middle of all that. So we're approaching the end of the game here. Good game, Lex Spirit. Well done. That's what we play this game for. I want to thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video. Watch time matters for growing a channel, as well as that subscription, so please subscribe. Thank you.